welcome to the All-Canadian Reptile Girl. I'm Annaliese, and I like squishing up meat. This is Jub Jub, my black and white Argentine Tegu. Say hi. She said hi. Tegus can be great pets, but to ensure optimal health, their diet requires a bit more work than, say, a crested gecko, or even a bearded dragon. Something I get asked about a lot is, how do you make your Tegu's food? So today I'm going to share with you guys how I make one of 3 varieties of Jub Jub's Tegu tots. Lizard lynx? No, that's too close to reptile lynx. Jub Jub's food. We're gonna be making some Jub Jub food. Let's go do that then. Okay, so it's December right now, but I actually filmed a lot of this video months ago when I originally intended for it to go out. But due to the topic, some YouTube algorithm related reasons, and given an oddly dark Christmas related turn that just kind of happened during filming, I decided to put it out for the holidays. I mean, what's the holidays without good food, right? Stick around to the bloopers for that Christmas twist and you'll understand. Any kids watching, the bloopers on this video are for parents only. Parents, if your children are watching, then they need to be out of the room once I say the old nurture all nature bit. It's nothing crazy or wildly inappropriate, but you know, you'll understand why when you get there. Just trust me. All this to pretty much explain why you'll see me with long hair in some of this video. I just filmed it months ago. I don't actually have magical hair growing powers. This isn't the peanut butter solution, for crying out loud. That's a weird deep cut for Gen X Canadians that are watching. We had to get rid of the blanket. It was more trouble than it was worth, and it was making her difficult. There we go. All right, let's get to it. There are actually 3 different ways I make Jub Jub's food, each with a different protein as the main ingredient, and different mixes of veggies. There's one with beef, one with chicken, and one with fish. Today's version is with beef as the main ingredient, but if you're interested in the other variations, let me know in the comments below. If this video does well, I'd actually be very happy to put that video together for you. Tegus, as you may know, are omnivorous, meaning they eat both meat and plants. And this is important to keep in mind when preparing food for your Tegu. You also need to be aware of the difference in the amounts of proteins, vegetables, and fruits for your Tegu, depending on the type of Tegu and where that Tegu comes from. That was a lot of Tegu. Jub's is a black and white Argentine Tegu, so her diet is around 60% protein, 30% vegetables, and 10% fruit. A Colombian red Tegu may need a different mix, a golden something else, you get it. You need to factor in vitamin requirements too. Multivitamins, calcium phosphorus ratios, all that fun stuff. A Google search to some reputable websites like Reptiles can be a great resource to help you figure out the needs of your particular Tegu species. It's also important to know how often to feed your Tegu based on their age. Jub's, at almost 3 years old and still throwing temper tantrums, might still have some growing to do, but is considered a full-grown adult and therefore she gets fed regularly twice a week, in addition to the odd mouse if one of my snakes doesn't eat theirs. Now, there are lots of Tegus out there who will eat their salads and their greens just as happily as they'll eat their meats. Jub Jub is not one of those Tegus. She will skillfully snuff through the pile of unnecessary leafy garbage and root out and eat only the good stuff. Yeah, you, get back here. Usually chunks of meat and maybe a blueberry or 2 if I'm lucky. So I've learned the culinary skill of hiding healthy veggies early. Let me show you what I do. Quick thanks to my patrons on Patreon. The support I get from my patrons, like these ones from my top tiers, help me buy the best ingredients for my scaly friends. My patrons get some behind the scenes stuff that isn't seen on public YouTube. They get early ad-free access to my videos. Like, have you noticed how many more ads are on YouTube all of a sudden? It's so annoying, right? Well, ad-free early access right here if you're one of these guys, and more. Head on over to patreon.com/allcanadianreptilegirl to lend your help. Thanks! First up is gathering all of the items and ingredients that I'll need, like a food processor, hamburger, chicken hearts, chicken liver, jiggle, 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 calcium powder with vitamin D, and multivitamins, a raw egg, crushed up eggshells, and our greens, which are collard greens and arugula, and a bunch of cut up bell peppers. I found if I try to grind up the veggies with the meat, the greens don't get cut up into small enough pieces. So I first process all the greens and vegetables with the raw egg. To this, I add a tiny bit of water so that the greens don't just stick to the edge of the processor and, you know, actually get cut up like they're supposed to. I grind it until all of the greens are in small pieces that are too tiny for Jubs to be spitting out or sifting through. No, come back here. Stop it. Stop it. You're gonna fall. You have no sense of self-preservation, and I love you. I do. You just can't do that. Now that the veggies and greens are in itty-bitty pieces, I add the chicken hearts and chicken liver and blend it all together until the chunks of meat are ground up finely. Then I add the ground beef and the multivitamins and the calcium and the eggshells. For the multivitamins and calcium, the directions or calculations on how to use those are on the labels of each container, so you'll need to check on... No, stop. You're not smart, I'm sorry.
She's very smart. She's very determined.
She can't figure out that she should just go around my hand.
She's strong enough to push through.
There.
Right, go.
For the multivitamins and calcium, the directions or calculations on how much to use are on the labels of each container. So you'll need to check what's needed based on the vitamins you have. Don't just follow what I put in. I have already done the measurements to calculate what I need for the brands of vitamins I have and for how much I'm making here. You'll need to do your own calculations when making yours. Okay, once everything is all properly mixed up, all that's left to do is just portion out the food into your freezer-ready containers. Ice cube trays would work great, but I like the silicone ones that just allow me to pop out the food easily. You can spoon them in if you'd like, but I'm not gonna lie, I like scooping it out and smushing it into the molds with my fingers. Well, I'm Annaliese, and I like squishing up meat. So, that's it really. The containers go into Ziploc bags and into the freezer. When it's feeding day, I just pop out the appropriate number of chunks and let them warm up to room temperature. They do retain their shape, mostly, and Jubs just loves them. She will happily take chunks off of a fork, which I find hilarious and endearing, and she's so gentle with it. And she loves to saunter up and just help herself too. What I love about preparing her food this way is that she always gets a good amount of vegetables in every bite. There's no more being a picky eater. I'm sorry, Jubs. You have to get good nutrients. As I mentioned earlier, there are a couple other variations of this style of food that I do with chicken and with fish. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in me doing a video on which ingredients I include for those. Another big thanks to my patrons, and thanks to everyone watching, liking, and subscribing. Please hit that like button if you haven't already, and remember to nurture all nature. Bye! Okay, kids, off you go. Adults, this one's for you. Children, plug your ears, please. I don't want to make children cry. But, I think I killed Christmas. It's like a wreath with the red and the green, and then the goo is, the meat is, maybe, Santa slipped and fell. And now all I can hear is Danny Gonzalez's "I'm gonna kill Santa Claus" on loop in my head. So...
How about you just sing us a bar or two of that, Annaliese?
I'm gonna kill Santa Claus when I hear those reindeer paws. Clearly, I've got many mouths to feed this Christmas.
Oh my god. Okay, we're done. Say bye.
Goodbye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Because that is at the wrong paragraph.
oh, does it start?
Thank you for licking my elbow weirdly. Like that's at the end of the intro. Whoa, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Wrong way, you're scrolling down. Yes, that way. No uppies. Because you hurt. In fact, you're very painful. Now you can't move.
This Christmas list. Don't got a wish list, I got a hit list. And at the top of it is all Saint Nicholas. Nothing against him, it's just business. I ain't the Grinch, but I'm gonna steal Christmas.